Welcome to the bookshelf. All books, all the time. Documentaries, discussion panels, and interviews with the biggest authors. It's the story behind the stories. The bookshelf.
That was the bookshelf, and I actually quite like that idea. That was suggested by the Gurku Man.
Now on the bookshelf, your library questions solved in library trivia.
The next channel was suggested to be eKids, so I've taken some creative liberty on this. And the reason why is that eKids is already an existing brand on YouTube, and it's mainly religion, and I think a religious kids channel might be a good idea if it was dealt with properly. But I didn't want to go into religion on this, so it was an Australian channel that broadcast to the UK and Canada, so that got me thinking about the concept. It's B-Kids, a new channel straight from Oz into your nut. Great fun kids shows from the land down under when you get back home from school. Pin back your ears, settle down with a packet of Tim Tams and a jar of Vegemite. There's no need to channel hop when you've got some great TV right here on B-Kids. Shows like Liftoff, Bananas in Pyjamas, Bluey, and Bindi the Jungle Girl, A Girl's World, Mind Over Maddie, First Day, Round the Twist, Drop Dead Weird, Don't Blame the Koalas, and The Genie from Down Under, along with a mob's worth of Australia's best animation and kids programs. For classic and new Aussie kids shows, tune in to B-Kids, Sky Channel 623, Virgin 710, and Freeview 86. That was actually my best Australian accent. Sorry about that. So yeah, Drop Dead Weird actually looks genuinely like a great show. It's an Australian and Irish TV programme that's a co-production between Seven Network and RTE. Apparently it was on CITV in 2019. Had no idea. It's got the woman that plays Mrs. Doyle from Father Ted in it. It looks very much like a better version of My Parents Are Aliens, but the parents are zombies. First Day also is quite an interesting show. It's about a transgender girl starting secondary school, facing personal challenges and also finding out about herself. It's something that's a big issue right now for kids, but it's only recently become a topic of discussion. Australian Kids TV has a strong backbone with an organisation called the ACTF, which stands for Australian Children's Television Fund, which I think would be great if we had that kind of thing in this country, because it would keep kids TV going, as we've seen with the fall of CITV and also BBC's plans to get rid of CBBC, making it online only. The ACTF have been working with TV producers, assisting with funding and also creating their own programs and distributing them across the world, something that especially ITV franchises used to be able to do, but they don't do anymore. There's an organisation in the UK and it's called the Children's Media Foundation, and that's funded by donations. The UK used to have really strong kids content, but it doesn't anymore, so maybe something similar to the Australian structure would be good. Let's hope. The next channel, All the Time. This was suggested by channel member Wait Until Next Year, who said about a channel based on ITV's Nighttime. All the Time is based on ITV's Nighttime, Night Network, and also other programming from the late 80s to the early 90s held together with an in-vision presenter overnight. All the Time would be on all the time though. So at night time from 10 o'clock until 6 a.m. it'd have classic shows, mostly from America, and ITV franchise produced programmes and reboots. That includes films from the 1940s to 1995, clip shows from 1980 to 1995, talk shows from 1980 to 1995, and dramas from the US and Australia. Not forgetting general entertainment shows produced by local ITV franchises from 1980 to 1995. That would include shows like Prisoner Cell Block H, Murder, She Wrote, Kojak, Sons and Daughters, Saint Elsewhere, Hill Street Blues, The Hitman and Her, Hale and Pace, and Fry and Laurie. Now, because the channel is going to be broadcasting all the time, I wanted to put a nighttime skew to everything. So in the week, there's a breakfast show called Good Morning World, and it's based on the old TVAM/GMTV format. After school, there's a show called Cat, which is called Kids All the Time, and that's cartoons and programs from the late 70s to the 2000s, and it's all held together with in-vision continuity. Daily programming would be a mixture of old and new programs that would be on ITV nighttime if it was still on. The Medicine Channel is a channel where you can call up and speak to a doctor about your ailments, because it takes forever to get a bloody doctor's appointment. I called my doctor today and I've got to wait nearly a month. It also tells you about conditions and what to do if you think you have them. They'd also sell things, so when Mary calls up and says about that she's got athlete's foot or whatever, and the presenter on a TV would be like, hey, have this fungal cream, it costs $2.99 from our special shop.
This, not your everyday item. Oh, no. You'll get this if you're right lucky, because I've only got 15 in the drop. Actually, I say only 15 in the drop. That's quite a large quantity for this time of night. At the moment, the price is up and over £1,000. If you want it, it is there for the taking. If you're over 18 with a major debit or credit card and you've never bought from us before, trust me, this could be one of the biggies of the whole day.
It would also have public information films about being healthy. Also, a show called What the Fuck Is That? People send in pictures of their various growths and get them judged by health people. Overnight, it would show stuff like Dr. Pimple Popper and I Weigh Too Much, or whatever that program's called, and Biggest Loser, along with some health shows. There will be a show called Dr. Ointment's Snake Oil Show, and it's about a cartoon pig that tells you all about the untruths of medicines and also ones that claim to do things that they actually don't do. Are you a real doctor?
Of course, I've got a HD.
The Paint Drying Network is having a fresh lick of paint. From Monday the 23rd of October will be The Play Network. The same awesome presenters, but with more fun. Gaming, quiz shows, music, discussion, and play-at-home fun. The day starts at 6 a.m. with Good Morning Sunshine, the fun way to wake up, with the hottest music, funnest cartoons, and a metric hecton of messing about. During the day, it's your chance to play at home and win some prizes with Prime Play. You could be the next to play Chain Letters, Tipping Point, or play your hits right from the comfort of your own living room. Replays and reboots with your favourite quiz shows, along with Simon McCoy's All Clued Up, and 321 with Dusty Bin and Greg Scott. Join our discussion shows about gaming, pop culture, and the return of Quizmania. The Play Network. 24-hour fun. The next suggestion is from Sweet Stevie Allen, and it is the Oxo Family channel. It's classic clips of the old Oxo Family advert days, starring Linda Bellingham as the mum, and maybe even some new episodes with the kids' family now all grown up, and retrospective features about the actors who played the other members of the family. I may have tacked some extra bits onto that. Now, as the main two people of the adverts are dead, it would be down to the kids, or at least one of them, to take the helm. Whether you could get one of the original actors to agree to return, that might be a different story though. The original actors were Blair McKeon. Actually, I need to stop myself here because I'm such a Columbo Poirot Miss Marple. My Sherlock senses were tingling. I recognised Blair out of sheer coincidence because he has a song called Have Fun Go Mad, and if you look back at the episode with Where It's At.tv and you find the original footage from David Rose, Rick Adams' show was called Have Fun Go Mad, and looking up Blair's career, he had a song called Have Fun Go Mad, and I looked at the video and it's the same person. In fact, the band is called Blair and the Sacred People. And now my mind is blown. Yes! Motherfucker! Have it! Jessica Fletcher! And also, Have Fun Go Mad got to number 37 on the 2nd of September 1995. Anyway, Blair, Colin McCoy and Alison Reynolds, who is the youngest and I think is now in her early 40s. And the last thing she was properly acting in was a bit part in a film called Parting Shots. She was on screen for a few seconds and played Bob Hoskins' daughter. The film is weird. It stars Chris Rea, you know, the one from Driving Home for Christmas, and it also had Joanna Lumley in it. That actor that was always pissed, but such a great actor that he could act not pissed, Oliver Reed. And then also that guy who used to be a comedy genius but is now a parody of himself, John Cleese. It also had Ben Kingsley, Felicity Kendall, Peter Davison, and somebody credited as Michael Ayres, which to me looks a lot like John Bishop.
You do look good.
Anyway, back to Gravy, and I think it would be a great storyline if we were at their table and we were seeing their oldest kids having kids as well. Maybe a bit of a throwback to Linda Bellingham and Michael Redfern as a picture or something. That would be quite nice. The thing is, to have a whole channel dedicated to just this might mean a lot of repeating and it would get tired really quickly. So what I would say, similarly to some channels that I've still got coming up, that we watch the gravy being made, and also some stories about gravy, that type of stuff. Make it just called the Oxo channel. It's basically just one big Oxo advert. You know, like how Ocean Finance used to have its own channel? Yeah, like that.